Now it's time for Toker Talk Radio, the voice of the marijuana nation.
What are you people? On dope?
Where you can toke.
I inhaled frequently.
Or you can talk.
I experimented with marijuana and didn't inhale.
Or you can toke and talk.
10 federal criminal penalties for possession of up to 1 ounce of marijuana.
While we talk about toke on Toker Talk Radio.
So, by the way, when it comes to pot, if you're 40 years old, you live in a log cabin in Oregon, you got 12 giant pot plants in your backyard, have a ball.
Live from beautiful Portland, Oregon at Rolla J Studios.
Hey, this is great.
Yes, Cannabis.
Plus your calls live at 971-533-7111.
They're walking on their pants with their cap on backwards, listening to Enema Man and Snoopy Poop Dog.
What's to keep somebody from getting all potted up on weed and then getting behind the wheel? Gateway theory doesn't work. It's a reality.
Holland, is it real? Don't tease me.
We're locking up people that take a couple of puffs of marijuana, and the next thing you know, they got 10 years.
And now, here's your host, the guru of ganja graphics, the sultan of sativa statistics, and the worst nightmare of a reefer mad prohibitionist. A polite, perspicacious, productive pothead with a propensity for PowerPoint. Radical Russ Belville.
Oh yeah, welcome back everybody. Toker Talk Radio, Hour 2. Real quick, breaking news coming across the wires. Oregon Governor Kate Brown has signed SB 364, allowing for expungement of some past marijuana convictions. According to the bill, when a person convicted of a marijuana offense based on conduct occurring before July 1st, 2013, files a motion for a court order setting aside the conviction, the court shall consider the offense to be classified as under current law when determining if the person is eligible for the order. Let me translate. If you got busted 2 years ago or longer, what you got busted for is going to be considered based on the new law that goes into effect next Wednesday. So if you got busted for having a quarter pound in your house, the new law says you can have a quarter pound in your house. People busted under that law could vacate their marijuana convictions, get them off their record, which would be so valuable for moving forward with life, trying to get a job, trying to get a house, trying to get a college scholarship or whatever it might be. Also letting you know, folks in the chat room are saying, hey, you're disconnected. I can't hear you. We're having to go to Ustream. Yeah, there's something up with our 420 radio server, the Shoutcast server. The Shoutcast server feeds the 420 radio app and the TuneIn radio app and all the audio-based platforms. So we seem to be down on the audio platform. I've sent a note out to the IT staff, see if we can get that server booted or whatever we got to do. So in the meantime, hi everyone on Ustream. All right, let me address a point in the rant that I didn't put in the rant on purpose. But Aftershock Phil in the chat room came up with it, and that is, they said I-502 wouldn't change medical, and now medical's been destroyed. That's not what he said. I'm paraphrasing what I've heard from a lot of people. And here's the problem with that line of thinking. I-502 did not change medical marijuana one iota. And nobody from I-502 said that legalizing marijuana would leave medical marijuana intact. At least in my case, I know I was very careful to always say I-502 doesn't change medical marijuana in any way. That is absolutely true, because every time we try to write a legalization plan in a medical marijuana state, the medical marijuana people go, you better not touch medical. Don't touch medical. Whatever you do, y'all keep your hands off medical. So we did. We kept our hands off medical. We didn't write one goddamn word in the Washington Initiative or in the Oregon Initiative about medical marijuana. Not a word. Other than the Oregon one, we said medical marijuana should not be altered. That what Measure 91 is doing should not alter medical marijuana. What's happening here is people are misdirecting their rage at the legalization of recreational marijuana for the obvious, glaring failures of medical marijuana that were bound to be addressed whether recreational passed or not. See, medical marijuana in Washington State was like a broken down old 1957 Ford pickup truck. Rust through the body, got a window that's cracked, a windshield that's cracked, bumper half hanging off. It was a piece of shit junker car. But people were getting by driving it. It was doing okay. And then we passed legalization, which regulatory-wise was a brand new Ford F-150. Now, it's not as if before the Ford F-150 showed up that people weren't looking at the beat-down 1957 junker and going, my God, what a piece of shit. But since it was the only truck, nobody bothered to mention anything about it. As soon as you put the Ford F-150 up next to it, everybody goes, oh my God, look what an ugly piece of shit that other truck is in comparison. And that's what happened with 502 and medical marijuana in Washington State. Washington State already had a plethora of unregulated dispensaries skirting the rules, paying no taxes, following no regulations. That was already noticed. People already trying to do something about that. Legislators were already trying to clamp down on that. But then, once you put regulated and taxed pot shops up against those, the need to do something about that became even more pressing, became even more obvious. So, medical supporters, if you feel that you were duped into thinking medical marijuana would never change when legalization happens, don't blame legalization. Because the counter is to look at Colorado, where they had their medical marijuana shit together and well regulated, and when recreational came along, it was really no big deal for the patients or the recreational consumers.
And now, a message from former President George W. Bush to remind the American people of our responsibility in our nation's war on certain American citizens using non-pharmaceutical, non-alcoholic, tobacco-free drugs.
One major responsibility is to encourage people to use less drugs.
That's right, America, use less drugs. Put down the Prozac, the Vioxx, and the Levitra, and turn to the herb. Use less drugs. Our national policy is no longer just say no, it's now just slow down.
You get me too high. I overanalyze. If you've ever been too high, then you can sympathize. You get me too high. And I start to fly if I said some silly thing, and that's the reason why.
420 Radio, the activist radio station.
Hey, this is Willie Nelson for NorCal. And I smoke pot and I like it a lot. I learned a long time ago that marijuana is a lot safer than alcohol. There's nothing wrong with the responsible use of marijuana by adults. It's time we stopped arresting and started respecting those who smoke marijuana responsibly. To learn what you can do to help, contact NORML at NORML.org or call toll-free 888-67-NORMAL.
Oh man, I really dig this tune. You should really check out this groove.
Cool. Groovy.
Hey, check out more deep cuts like this on my show, Big Daddy Fink's Funky Roller Rink, every Thursday night on 420 Radio. Funky Roller Rink.
.420 Radio is brought to you by Sacred Serum, who is focused on creating elegant and sophisticated cannabis solutions through its line of dispensers and vaporizers that come preloaded with the world's finest cannabis concentrate. Sacred Serum's concentrate is made on pharmaceutical-grade supercritical CO2 extraction machines that use absolutely no butane or other toxic chemicals. The Vesica, the company's innovative new way to dab and frost, is now available in dispensaries across California. Sacred Serum, elegance and sophistication concentrated.
All right, we've got some clips from the High Times Cannabis Cup in Northern California here. We've got Herb Thrasher talking to some of the people in the line and the guy with Follow My Bong. We got a visit with the folks at Wham, and we take a look outside at Terp Avenue. Here we go.
What's up, everyone? Herb Thrasher with 420radio.org, walking through the NorCal Medical Cannabis Cup right here on the inside area, and found a dude from Where's My Bong, man. Dude, I've been following some of your pictures for a long time. Great to see you at the Cannabis Cup. First of all, how are you doing? And then tell us about that bong.
Man, I'm doing great. It's nice out here. I'm having a good time. And the bong, well, fuck, I follow it too. Follow my bong. It's the way it goes.
How'd you start that?
How'd I start? Well, I had a bong a long time ago. I started taking a few photos of it, put it on Instagram. Everybody liked it. My Instagram got deleted, and then my bong broke. I was like, fuck, dude. So I started taking photos of my other bong, and it just didn't look right. So I got another bong exactly the same, started a new Instagram, and dedicated it just to the bong. And now everywhere I travel around, I take photos of it, and everybody loves it.
Well, you actually got a cool following, man. A lot of people, that's how I found you, is somebody sent it to me and said, dude, I know how much you like bongs, and you got to check this out. So that's awesome, man. Really cool.
Yeah, man, it's real great. So
well, what's the most satisfying thing? Do people hit you up? Do you get responses from them? Hey, dude, or, that's my home, that's my city?
I go a lot of places, and it's real cool, but one of the craziest things that people say is it's on their bucket list to smoke out with me.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, no, it is. I bet you get a lot of that, man. So that's really cool. Well, excited to talk with the dude from Where's My Bong, .com and Facebook, right?
I have no .com. I have no Facebook. I'm just on Instagram, Hesher420. And I just got a Snapchat, Hesher.420. Someone took my name, Hesher420. I don't know why.
Is this your first cup?
No, this is my second NorCal Cannabis Cup. So I've been going to them since the last one. This is about my sixth.
Right on. Well, you keep up the great work, dude, and we'll be following that bong.
Right on.
Cheers, dude. Take care, man. What kind of bud you got in there?
In here I got some nice perps. You want a bong rip?
Let's do a bong rip, man. I'm going to do a bong rip with this is awesome. This is like a bucket list thing. Dude, you're a badass.
Hello everyone, Radical Russ here in the wide expanse. I don't know what avenue we're on, but this place is huge. There's so many booths, and way back here, tucked against the corner, we've got the Women's Alliance for Medical Marijuana, and we're joined here by Artemis. Hi, Artemis.
Hey, how you doing today?
I am fantastic. The sun is shining, and the weed is, well, it's not legal, but might as well be.
Well, actually, it's healing, and which is what we love so much about it here at Wham.
The Women's Alliance for Medical Marijuana, Valerie Corral, we've talked about her many times, and your organization on the show. But for those who don't know, tell them what Wham is all about.
Well, Wham was founded in the early 90s by Valerie and Mike Corral as an organization to help people who are seriously ill have access to free or low-cost cannabis.
And we're talking about a time when this was not as prevalent as we see today.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, in '92, the garden was raided by the DEA, and there was so much outrage that they were actually able to distribute free cannabis from the courthouse steps, and they actually beat the DEA. So we've been really, as a result, really involved in the early beginnings of the cannabis movement. And as a matter of fact, Val was one of the co-authors of Prop 215. So
that's right. And Wham is run on as a collective model, if I'm not mistaken, and very, grassroots and about the people and the patients. And to see that in a time now where this has just exploded into such a commercial thing, I imagine that's a lot of challenges for Wham. How can people help?
Well, right now, Wham is going through the challenge of having to buy the land that the garden has been on for the past 20 years. And if you go to the Save Wham Indiegogo campaign, there's a lot of information on that fundraising effort that we've been having, and you can choose to donate there. Be the biggest way to help. And also getting the word out there. We're out on Facebook and Twitter and just trying to get the word out that we're trying to buy our land at this time.
So up until this time, Wham has had this land as a gift or as a lease, or what has changed?
Well, the land was actually owned by Val and Mike Corral. And the collective has been able to use the land for free for all these years. But unfortunately, Val and Mike separated and the land needs to be sold. And either Wham can buy it or somebody else can, and we'll lose the garden space that we've had for more than 20 years. And to us, it's sacred land. I mean, the ashes of several of our members are actually buried up there. So we're very deeply connected to it, and we've used it to raise all this amazing high quality organic cannabis to help sick people for years, and we're hoping to continue to in the future. So.
Yeah, Wham has been doing it right since the beginning. It's all been about compassion, patience over profits. They've just always managed to survive through the grace and the gifts of many people who've contributed over the years. Now they need to buy their land. The hashtag on social media is Save Wham. That's WAMM. And I'm sure there's lots of websites. You just go to Google, type in WAMM. You're going to find out what you need to know about Wham. But these are the ones, we want these guys to survive. The Wham and the organizations like them that do this out of the altruism, out of the compassion in their hearts, are the ones that are really, you do us a great service and you do them a great service, and we thank you for it.
Yeah, and the cannabis we offer is very important, but another thing that we offer people is advice and compassion and community as well. And those things are equally important to healing. And we have a lot of people who are very sick coming to us who have never tried cannabis before in their lives. And we sort of, sit them down and get them through the process of knowing how to best treat what's going on with them, with their health. And so that's a service that's really not out there that really sets Wham apart. So
yes, I agree. Save Wham, do what you can, help them out. Like their t-shirt here says, compassionate care since 1993. Since before medical marijuana really legally existed, they've been doing this, and we've got to help them stay alive. Artemis, thank you so much for joining us here, and good luck for the rest of the weekend.
It's a pleasure. Have fun out there.
Yeah, it's good. Terp Avenue, Instagram, Terp Avenue. My name is Nancy, and this is Curtis.
My name is Curtis, and I am the
scientist behind THC vape juice, which is what Terp Avenue makes. So for all you vape heads out there who like to smoke nicotine and smoke, we have the THC, 400 milligrams of THC per 2 milliliter bottle of vape juice, so you can put in your mods or any tanks. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's excellent. All right. So, what type of variety?
Right now we have a couple high THC strains like Biker OG, Lemon Kush, OG Kush, and we're planning on having CBD vape juice in the near future as well.
That's excellent. You based here in the Bay Area?
LA.
LA.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and what do you got here?
So the thing that I brought here is I brought a Kangertech vape tank, and basically it allows us to hold lots of liquid at one time and continuously use the mod. Some people like the dripper mods where you build your own coils, and that's also a lot of fun too.
All right. So,
well, they can find us on Instagram at Terp Avenue. We also have an email, terpav@gmail.com.
Yeah, and then we're also trying to be in dispensaries as well.
That's excellent. How long have you been doing this?
For a few months, we're starting out, but we've been extracting for a while.
Okay, so your background in extracts?
Yeah.
Anything before that, before you got into marijuana?
Just tech, programming, and stocks, yeah.
Right on. So,
Exactly.
All right. So, Terp Avenue,
Just have fun at Smoking or Cannabis Cup, and hope to see you guys in the near future.
I know nothing. Nothing.
Always a good time at the High Times Cannabis Cup. And speaking of good times, it's 4:20 here in the Pacific Time Zone. Time for us to have our very important safety briefing as required by union rules. When we come back, we'll have our daily Toker tunes for Groovin' Thursday. Chuck Diesel's got some more great music for us. Stay tuned. 420 Radio, the home of marijuana experts. Oregon has joined Washington and Colorado in legalizing marijuana. We're Portland NORML, the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws chapter in Portland, Oregon. Join us as we celebrate the launch of an exciting new era in marijuana freedom in Oregon. Our job has just begun. Powerful interests want to white out the most important portions of Oregon's legalization law. By joining Portland NORML, you add your voice to the thousands who voted for Measure 91 and want it to be implemented as written. The people have spoken. Now it is time for the legislature to obey the will of the people. Find out more about Portland NORML at portlandnormal.org. Attend our monthly membership meetings on the fourth Saturday of the month. See our website for more details. Portland NORML, ensuring responsible adult marijuana consumers are afforded the same rights, privileges, and responsibilities as beer drinkers. The Fingerboard Extension has fretted instruments to enhance your creativity. It has new and used guitars and banjos from beginning to high class. The Fingerboard Extension has National Resophonic, Huss & Dalton, Larrabee, Heritage and Recording King guitars, and Mike Ramsey, Wildwood, Gold Tone, and Recording King banjos. The Fingerboard Extension also has drum stuff, used gear, and parts. Stop by the Fingerboard Extension, downtown Corvallis, Oregon at 120 Northwest 2nd, or check out the inventory on the web at fingerboardextension.com and reverb.com. This is Radical Russ encouraging you to take a look at the Weed Blog every day. Johnny Green and the staff at the Weed Blog are on top of all the latest developments in the fight to end marijuana prohibition nationwide. You can even get the Weed Blog on your smartphone by installing the Weed Blog app for iPhone and Android. If it's about weed, it's on the Weed Blog, including my original writing. So don't delay, read the Weed Blog today.
Everyone knows music and marijuana go together, so let's wind up our 20 after break with the Russ Belville Show's Daily Toker Tunes, the best in pod-safe 420 music from around the web. Today is Groovin' Thursday, featuring rap, hip-hop, soul, and funk music. Now, sit back and enjoy your Daily Toker Tunes.
Yes, let's sit back and enjoy indeed. It's a good 420 break. It's Groovin' Thursday, and we got Chuck Diesel on the line. How you doing, Chuck?
I'm doing great. I think this is my best time call-in ever. I literally called in right as the intro was starting.
That's perfect, man. Perfect. How you holding up today?
Pretty good. I apologize if there's a little background noise. I'm in my car, and I can't turn the AC off. I just can't do it.
Yeah, it's pretty hot today, isn't it?
It is. It is. Luckily, you're down in the basement today, right?
Yes. And when I'm not doing the show, I've got the air conditioner turned on. It's only 74 right now in the basement, so we're doing okay.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Hey, of course, we've got legalization happening next Wednesday here in Portland. You got any big plans?
No, I was looking at that Weed the People event Kaliko's been posting about, and I know a DJ in town who's going to have a big event going on. I'm not sure. What about you?
Well, on Tuesday night, I'm appearing on the Who's the Ross show, which is a comedy show that happens at Dante's. It's a bar in Portland, 3rd and Burnside. Yeah. So I'm going on that comedy show to promote, legalization happening later that night. And then after the show, it'll be like 11:30. I'll go up to the Burnside Bridge. I want to get a picture with the Portland, Oregon sign in the background right at midnight as Prohibition falls. So that's my goal, is to just get that picture. But I've been getting a lot of calls from media, and we put out a press release on this because I said we're going to be encouraging adults to bring usable marijuana and seeds to give away to each other because it's legal. And so everybody's asking me, it's like, well, where's the seeds? What kind of seeds are going to be? Who's going to be there? How many seeds will there be? What kind of strain is it? And I'm like, hey, look, I don't know. I'm just telling people to show up and give them away.
Yeah. I saw that you guys are going to have Drew West at a Portland NORML meeting. I thought that was pretty awesome. Yeah. I think with the low plant count, I mean, I say low, it's all relative, but with 4 plants, his techniques of kind of maximizing your canopy, even outside, are going to be super beneficial for people who are just going to do those 4 plants and try to make it last a year, you know?
Yeah, Drew West is the author of Secrets of the West Coast Masters, and he's going to be at our Portland NORML meeting this Saturday. I'll be streaming it live on the RB Live channel if anybody wants to find that. Just go to the 420 Radio front page, and you'll see that RB logo. That's my live channel, and when I'm doing something live, I'll tweet it out, and you can all follow and watch along and listen to Drew.
Yeah, man, I encourage anyone who wants to maximize their 4-plant harvest, or if you're in an illegal state, maximize your crop anyway.
Yeah. All right, tell us about the tune we got. We got something from Hieroglyphics. I'm really looking forward to it.
It's You Never Knew. It's a good track. It's off of, I want to say, 2006 album. They're Northern California-based rap group, and yeah, I love it. It's kind of got that old school Tribe Called Quest feel to all their music.
Cool. Is Dell on this one?
No.
No Dell on this one. Okay.
No Dell on this one.
All right. Well, this is Hieroglyphics with You Never Knew. Thanks. We'll talk to you next week.
Talk to you later.
It's like that in a hieroglyphics, yeah. It's like that in a hieroglyphics, yeah. It's like that in a hieroglyphics, yeah.
It's not a wrong thing to be addicted to the microphone like a heroin fiend. I tell you one thing, you never catch me fronting as I proceed to give the people what they want. You making some green, but not for glamour or fashion. I'm stacking cash until I can get moms a mansion. All from rapping. Nah, man, there's many plans like investing in land. It started all from impressing the fans with brand new flows. And you know, all the way from gangster clones to weirdos, fools use those. But we ain't tripping, give respect when you see this. You need us or your rap's underdeveloped like a fetus.
Those that know not those, and it shows when we broke out the knock, hoes hopped out they clothes. That's positive feedback. Yup, the pros are poised. We never pose, you'll never know. From 93 till infinity, we've been inventive. Creating the bump is our only incentive, and it's been a long time since I feel I've been felt. But the only thing I fear is fear itself. So you know what we got to do? Maybe could we keep it within the group like it should be? Never giving out, we living out our dreams. If it's something I can't live without, that's my team, you never knew.
Hieroglyphics, hip-hop is vintage. Underground like silos, launching long-range ballistics. World renowned, we groundbreaking. Musical boundaries, running circles around MCs.
It's like that in a hieroglyphics, yeah. It's like that in a hieroglyphics, yeah. It's like that in a hieroglyphics, yeah.
Been rhyming for more than a decade. On to the next stage while MCs need aid. Stay paid, I'm still great. Hey, none of that tomfoolery. As you can see, this shit ain't nothing new to me. Utterly hovering over other things material. You stuck in the here and now. Plus you're sweating profusely. Here's a towel. Your fears are now reality when I take your dream states and elaborate on how your team's fake. Like phony IDs, but sometimes I feel like only I see through the charade you made in today. But hey, tomorrow is played, and then they got a new fool in your place to be okay. Hieroglyphics,
hip-hop is vintage, invented in days back, rekindling ways that many thought was lost. In this contemporary maze of methods to floss, we find trees and trails to blaze, boundaries to cross. We can be found beyond the bounds of reason, or earthbound, heating up the Coliseum.
They rush the stage full throttle in Chicago. Our brains interlock. We're faking MCs get caught with the 40 bottle, or get they chain snatched pronto. We unstoppable, dropping flows in Toronto, maneuvering through Vancouver and on to Japan, where they put major grands in my hand. Follow.
Straight from the heart, we set apart from the rest. Our perfection on the microphone was predestined. World renowned, we groundbreaking. Musical boundaries, running circles around MCs.
420 Radio, fighting prohibition since 2012. Get.Buzz. .Buzz is the internet platform that fuels community interest, excitement, and new experiences. .Buzz is the premier online destination for internet users seeking the latest news on a variety of topics. .Buzz appeals to groups active in blogging, communications, journalism, advertising, and marketing. .Buzz offers registrants a stronger alternative to the shrinking namespace of existing top-level domain names, such as .com, .net, and .org. Get your name now at get.buzz. Hey everybody, it's Radical Russ here from 420 Radio, inviting you to be like me and get your ink done at Lucky Horseshoe Tattoo, Fort Worth's most female-friendly, clean, sterile, awesome tattoo shop. Thomas and his crew are true artists who can design you a custom piece or use a design you bring in. Lucky Horseshoe Tattoo also offers all styles of tattooing as well as piercings and all-around fun. In the DFW area, stop by Lucky Horseshoe Tattoo and tell them Radical Russ sent you. Trust me, it'll feel awesome. Growing plants indoors can be a rewarding hobby, but electricity bills can go through the roof. Then you have to cool down all those big hot lights. It can drive a grower insane. With Lush LED lighting, you can solve many of these issues and double your rewards. Matt and his scientists have developed the perfect light for flowering plants with far less cost and heat. And the results? Very effective. Check out lushledlighting.com right now and tell them Radical Russ sent you. Welcome back, everybody. Radical Russ here at day 2 of the NorCal Cannabis Cup at the Cow Palace in Daly City, just south of San Francisco. And I've got these cool shades on with some green frames, neon green frames, which are the gift from my newest friend, Jen from Dank Darts. How you doing, Jen?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm at the Cannabis Cup. It's a beautiful day, and I'm talking to you. How could it be any better?
Awesome. I feel great.
Well, Dank Darts, I love this because one of the things I talk about a lot in my work is how we have a cannabis culture. And because this is a culture war when we talk about marijuana being illegal.
Very friendly culture.
That's right, a very friendly and playful culture. And we have our own little games that we come up with sometimes. And I know one game we play, I play the Lord of the Rings smoking game.
No way.
Yeah, if you watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy, in the first trilogy, whenever you see someone smoking a pipe, you have to smoke. You don't realize how much they smoke a pipe in Lord of the Rings until you play it. Everybody but the blonde elf smokes the damn pipe, right? In the second trilogy, anytime you see the Eye of Sauron, you have to smoke. And in the third one, anytime you see a hobbit crying, you have to smoke. So we make up these games, right?
Did you make it through the whole movie?
Well, it is a long trilogy. Yeah, we made it. We made it. But you come up with a game, which nobody I have known, and I do all these gigs, nobody I've known has come up with this. Why don't you tell folks what Dank Darts is?
Well, it's the world's first. That's probably why you haven't seen it before.
Yeah.
It's fully interactive, and it's a game for smokers instead of drinkers. So all those pesky drinkers have games. We needed a game too.
Okay, so Dank Darts, this is like darts, right? Throwing darts in a pub at a board, but these boards are different. These are not your typical cricket board or bullseye board. Tell folks about what makes Dank Darts Dank Darts.
Well, it's really more artistic than just a dartboard game. It's nothing really like a dartboard except the fact that it's printed on a dartboard. But it's a lot of fun. So everybody gets their amount to put in a pot that goes in the center.
Amount of?
About marijuana.
Of
medicine.
Of weed.
Yes.
All right.
Medicinal use. Yes.
However it might be, whatever your excuse might be.
Yes. Excuse to have fun. Right? So,
That's right.
And whoever hits the bull's high wins the pot. So that's like the ultimate goal, is to win everybody's weed and be the winner.
All right. So you got to kick in some herb to get involved. And if you hit the bull's high, the middle, the bullseye, get it? Bull's high. You win all the weed. But there's other things. And these boards, folks, they're like these little great works of art, actually. They would go in your, like, even if you don't play darts, you could buy this and put it in your house as a work of art.
Yeah, for sure.
Around a work of art.
Them just for the artwork.
Yeah.
It's like a bonus that you can actually play on it. So.
That's so cool. And so there's pot leaves on it, little mushrooms and little...
board, and there's a sugar skull board, and we're coming out with some new additions. We're contacting some other artists to do some cool stuff. But
Yeah, this one kind of looks like it's just very reminiscent of the regular cricket style board slightly, in that it's got the kind of the segments, but it's got a big pot leaf in the middle, couple skulls up on the side, mushrooms coming out the bottom. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, I think the original, this is the first one he did, and we told him that we wanted a dartboard game and kind of like have fun with it. Let me see what he does.
Yeah.
And this is what he did. And then the next one, I was like, okay, that's cool. It looks like a game. I like that. But I want something that looks really artistic and looks like really appealing for me. So I wanted a lot of color. I wanted like some cool.
And we got spots on here: hit, dare, story, dab, strip.
Duel is my favorite
Duel?
spot because you both take a hit from you and opposing team,
Okay.
and whoever coughs first loses. So whoever
Gotcha.
held it in got their letter, and you spell out danger, and you win.
Right, because so you're like playing horse here,
It's like horse.
trying to spell it out, and if you haven't got all day,
Now, if you wanted like rapid reaper round, we
Yeah.
have that for you.
Okay.
And everybody throws a dart. Whoever's closest to the bull's pie wins everybody's weed.
if someone like, first throw gets it right to the bullseye and wins everybody's weed, then what, is the game over? Nobody gets to play no more? Or?
We did add in the bottom of the rules that sharing is caring.
Oh, okay.
So if that should happen to happen, then you might want to be a good friend with weed and share and play and do something else.
Okay. So the rules are flexible at this point.
They are.
Love it.
Very flexible.
Very good.
We want everybody to have fun.
So what gave you the idea? You said this was something that happened just relatively recently.
Yes, it's been like maybe less than 2 months in the works from everything from beginning to end.
Wow.
So it's been really like a whirlwind.
Yeah.
Trying to get here to the cup of Mecca.
Is this your first cup, or have you done this before?
It's my first time even going to a cup.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm blown away. I love it. The community's awesome, like we talked about before.
Yeah.
And I love that a lot of really nice people.
Sure. But from your perspective, of someone coming here for the first time, I mean, just the sheer size of this blows you away, doesn't it?
It's massive, and it's awesome because they can all gather together. Everybody's got the same passion or
Yeah.
love, and it's awesome. I love it. It's a great community.
Fantastic. So, but this isn't your first entry into the cannabis community. You've been with us for years, or what's your history that way?
Actually, I'm from Florida.
Oh,
I'm just
Florida,
living
yes.
in Florida, yes.
Yes. 21 grams is a felony in Florida. They ain't messing around.
No, they are not. So, yeah. Well, that's part of why I got a passion for it, actually. My dad had cancer, and he needed to medicate.
Yeah.
And I had cancer.
Wow.
So, it's my heart.
Yeah, that is. But I find that there's a lot of people who get involved for very personal reasons, and that they find a way to turn that personal passion into something. And are you living here in California now? Or?
Not yet. Your property is very expensive.
Yeah, not mine. I'm from Oregon. I couldn't afford it here either.
Here in California is very expensive. So I can have a nice house in Florida for a lot less.
Sure.
But I would love to move here. Somebody wants to sell me their house.
I'm telling you, Oregon's just legalized. You should check out Oregon.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
I'm definitely down to do that.
Southern Oregon's very nice this time of year.
NorCal, actually.
Yeah.
It's very similar.
That's far out. All right. So they're working on medical marijuana in Florida. They got 58% for it, but your constitution, you got to get a 60, right? So they'll probably pass that in 2016. That's going to be...
Yes, that's on the ballot. As far as I know, it's been like back and forth.
It's going.
It seems like it's going to go through. Maybe they had to tweak a few things.
Yeah.
Some things were vague. I don't know.
Well, Dank Darts, this is a great, fun, and artistic sort of way to express yourself. I'm glad you've got this going. Tell people how they can find you and get some Dank Darts in their life.
Well, we're on Instagram as long as they let us stay on there. They cancel us every now and then.
Dank, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even do Instagram anymore. I protest.
Well, I feel you. But I'm trying. I'm fighting a good fight there too. So you can like us on Instagram or follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook. We have a website, and it's www.dankdarts.com. You can order them online. They're less expensive here at the cup. They're a little more online.
Right.
Yeah.
Dankdarts.com.
Yeah.
Look forward to it. Thank you so much, Jen, for stopping in here to talk to us. It's been a lot of fun. And oh, my pleasure. And have fun at the Cup. This is going to be a great weekend for you, I can tell.
Thank you.
420 Radio, your ticket to the Boston Freedom Rally. At Herbie's Cannabis Seeds, we pride ourselves on bringing you the best quality seeds from the world's most respected cannabis seed producers, all at the lowest online prices. You can find Herbie's Seeds at herbiesheadshop.com. All cannabis seeds are sold as souvenirs and as a means of preserving cannabis genetics. Herbie's Seeds in no way intends to condone, promote, or incite the use of illegal or controlled substances. We strongly urge all prospective customers to check their national laws prior to placing an order. Herbie's Seeds at herbiesheadshop.com. Proud sponsors of the Russ Belville Show and 420 Radio.
All right, Radical Russ out here in the medicated area, Cow Palace. I was told that I should talk to you. My name is Russ. I'm from 420 Radio.
Hey, Russ. Nice to meet you. I'm Joel from Mary Jean from Hemp Gene.
Fantastic. And I understand you're involved with the Cannabis Genome Project.
Yes, we work with Dr. Nolan Kane for the Cannabis Genomic Research Initiative. That's based out of the University of Colorado at Boulder. And we work with him for genomics and also in trying to gather samples from all around the world to get to him to increase his genetic library so we can get the entire genome mapped out and fully sequenced in the order to the base pairs like we have done for the human genome.
So breaking this down for our listeners, I could say this is like if you were wondering if that super sour diesel really was super sour diesel, this is the technology, this is the science that's going to break that down.
That is correct, because we will have the actual genome of super sour diesel or of your purple haze or of your whatever strain it is that you have created or bred or purchased. We'll be able to, that will be on record, and then we will be able to do a simple genetic test, a simple genetic sample of each harvest. Either initially when it's in vegetative growth or at the end with the final flowering product, and be able to cross-reference that with the whole genome that is on record with Mary Jean and with the Cannabis Genomic Research Initiative.
So how far back did that go? I could test a seed and find out if it's the...
Seed doesn't have enough material. It needs to be germinated, but as soon as leaflets that are approximately 1 inch, 2 to 4 centimeters appear, then we can do a sample from that and get you the information to tell you how homozygous it is or stable. And if you're looking for particular traits, we can also let you know if your plant has those traits that you're looking for or the potential for those traits. Whether or not the plant fully comes to realize or express those traits is up to the grower, but we'll tell you if you have the THC synthase genes or the CBD synthase genes or what versions of the flowering time genes you have, whether or not you've got the genes for powdery mildew resistance or etc. So if you're a hemp grower, be able to tell you about the morphology of your plant. If you've got looking for tall bast fibers, etc. Or if you want a truly monoecious strain that will fertilize herself, perfect for grain cultivars, we'll be able to tell you whether or not you have those genes, and also the more samples that we have on record, the more we will be able to compare and verify that yes, this indeed is sour diesel, this indeed is granddaddy purple, this indeed is whatever it is, Old Toby for instance, this is Matthew Gordon's Old Toby or something like that. We'll be able to tell you this is that or this is not that.
Wow. So any idea, any estimate on how many different genomic sequences you'll eventually end up? I mean, how many different varieties there are?
No, but we do anticipate that our bioinformatics will plateau around perhaps 4,000 samples or different samples essentially in different land races or different hybrids. At one point or another we will plateau, and that'll probably be around there, but I'm not exactly positive. That'd be an answer for Dr. Kane.
Are there? Sorry. Maybe 4,000 or so?
No, how many? That's not 4,000 species, that's 4,000 strains or cultivars. Just like different breeds of dog or different breeds of apple or different breeds of people. We plateau at a certain amount when it comes to defining them. Another thing is, how is this really OG Kush? Is this OG Kush in its terpenoid profile so it smells like it, or is it OG Kush in its flower time or in its whatever trait that you're looking for? Or if you've got an unknown strain, we'll be able to tell you, well, this strain that you've got here, its terpenoid profile is that of the OG family, but the flowering time is more related to the Northern Lights or Early Girl or a ruderalis strain, something like that. So,
is it based on the codes that are in specific areas within the gene that tells you that?
Exactly. Specific genetic markers that are there in the genome that we are working to get those done. The work is being done by Dr. Nolan Kane and the Cannabis Genomic Research Initiative. I want to give them all credit where it's due because it is, he is really doing fantastic work. But he's one of he's the man who's doing it, and so he has a lot more information, and he has a lot more technical information. I really would recommend that anybody who's interested in learning more of this to either to definitely go to their website, which is you can just Google Cannabis Genomic Research Initiative, and you'll be able to see them there and learn more information from there about Dr. Kane and his work specifically.
Wow, that's fantastic. Thanks for taking some time to talk to us. And man, this is some amazing research you're a part of. It's an exciting time to be a part of cannabis research with everything changing like it is.
It really is, and we're really happy to be part of the people who are in the forefront of this. And our goal is to establish ourselves as the genetic authority of reference, so people can say this indeed is this according to us. And that is done through openness and whatever degree of personal information the grower would want to have released or not. But there's wonderful times, so we're really looking forward to unlocking the mysteries of cannabis here. And if I can just plug our websites one time, go to www.marigene.com, that's marigene.com, and also hempgene.com, hempgene.com. So there's a lot more information that will be revealed as we unravel these mysteries, and stay tuned. If anybody has samples that they are interested in donating or getting to Dr. Kane, you can do that through us because we are in Arizona, in Colorado, in Minnesota, and also in Wisconsin. So we can be in touch. We've got our own lab to extract DNA, so have lab will travel.
Right on. Thank you so much, and have a great Cannabis Cup.
I sure will, Russ. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
NORMAL stands for Responsible Adult Cannabis Use. If cannabis use is causing problems in your life, consider taking a break or seeking medical assistance. Consider ceasing cannabis use if you have a family history of mental illness. Don't drive or operate heavy machinery while impaired by cannabis use. Cannabis use is not without risks, even though the risks are far less than those posed by legal drugs. Adam Hand of Handmade Apparel produces quality custom designs for t-shirts, hats, and other apparel. Handmade Apparel is the official design shop for 420 Radio, among many clients who rely on Adam Hand for everything from short-run custom projects to full-run clothing lines. Visit handmadeapparel.biz to browse the selection of handmade gear or to get a personal quote for your own designs. Handmade Apparel, a proud supporter of 420radio.org.
McGowan. Thanks for having me. Legalization and Revenue Act. I know. It is hard to keep track of all of them, yes. All eyes of the country are on this state, and this could just be the tipping point. So we want to do it, and we want to do it right. Doing it right means laying out a clear set of rules for everyone to follow. You know, right now the law is too ambiguous, and so ambiguity is leading to massive arrests. You know, it's almost like we didn't pass any kind of legalization. So this gives us a clear set of rules for law enforcement to enforce and for patients and patient providers to follow. It's not legal here. Prop 215 did a great job of allowing patients access, but it did nothing to lay out the landscape of the industry to allow providers a clear set of rules to follow for them to provide the medicine.
So what is your path to the ballot right now? What stage
We filed on 420, and it was more of a draft. And we are refiling on 710, which is, and the signature gathering process should start shortly after that. But what we're waiting for is Gavin Newsom's Blue Ribbon Report to come out. We wanted, Gavin Newsom has been traveling around the state and asking everybody what they need. And based on what his report says, we want to take his report and run our document through it to make sure that we have addressed everything that he wants to see in legalization. So depending on when that comes out, then we will file our final draft and then we'll start gathering signatures.
That makes a lot of sense. And of course, Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom has made headlines. He's traveled to Northern California, Senator in Humboldt County with some growers, talking to them. What is the dynamic like in a state where you have a Democratic lieutenant governor who seems to be wanting to move forward, and Democratic governor, not so much. What's up with that material?
I don't know. That's the one office that we haven't met with yet. We have been in the Capitol, and we've been working closely with people that are involved in a lot of the medical regulation bills that are out right now, and trying to make sure that what they're working on is symbiotic to what we're working on.
Is there anything that's set for what your language will be as far as possession amounts, plant amounts, who can ban or that, or is that still waiting on the report?
We have no plant limit currently, and we are leaving it up to the community to set community standards. We're also overturning the bans. If anybody has a ban that wasn't implemented via voter initiative, then we have standards that the cities and counties need to follow based on population. However many people live in that city or county, they have to allow a certain amount of access.
Oh, okay. So there'll be a floor below which they can't go under.
Right, 10,000 people, then you can ban.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So
over that, you cannot.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So a small town, but a big city has got to be some sort of access.
Yes.
All right. How about, you mentioned filing on 420, refiling on 710. Concentrates. How do you guys approach the concentrates issue? Because it gets a lot of headlines, especially when people are making them irresponsible.
There's the projected amount of concentrates in 2020 is supposed to be 90% of the market. So we can't cut that out. That is where the industry is evolving to. And I said this to one of the legislative aides to Cooley, who is the sponsor of AB 266, was the sponsor of AB 266. I said, I did a tour of a facility in Washington State. And it was a massive laboratory where they had machines that were ranging from $100,000 to $1 million. And what they were trying to create is the champagne of the industry in concentrates. We have to allow the industry to evolve in that respect, the same way that we've allowed it to evolve with wine. We need the champagne of marijuana too, and that's where concentrates are going. And so we've had that conversation with legislators. And in our bill, we allow licensing for manufacturing.
Now, how about the issue of public use venues, vapor lounges, coffee shops, whatever they might be called, a place for people to gather and
That is something that is written in our initiative, sort of social clubs too. Mm-hmm.
Anything else people should know about MCLR and how
One thing that I'm really proud that is written into this initiative is something about a drug diversion program for teens. Anyone that is caught, anyone under the age of 18 currently that is caught with marijuana gets thrown in a drug diversion program, and they get thrown into a program that's basically a networking facility for them to try harder drugs. And so what we have done is we've created a separate marijuana diversion program. And anyone that under the age of 18 that's caught with marijuana and is sent to a marijuana diversion program will not now be introduced to harder substances, and we'll treat that problem there.
I'm glad you mentioned that. A good friend of mine, she's an activist and a mother,
Right, exactly. With, yeah, exactly.
That's great that you're addressing that. How about the issue of what we call POWs, people who might be still serving time after we legalize what they did?
What we've done is we've put language in that encourages legislature after this passes to then address that problem. Now this is legal, now we have to take a look at it. But that's a separate initiative, and that's something that we'll have to focus on after it's legalized and get that. It's more of, it could become null and void. If we were to allow that in our initiative, it could kill the whole thing.
All right, so yeah, a lot of times people don't understand
We want our prisoners free just as much as anybody, but it has to go in a certain order, and we have to follow those steps. Yes. Act 2016, get registered to vote, let's go. Our website is mclr.us, and you only have a few weeks left where you can submit anything that you don't like about our initiative. You know, we want your feedback. Thank you.
Radical Russ here with 420 Radio. I have come upon the Dab Bus, and we have a Miss High Times and another young lady running the Dab Bus. Tell folks who you are and what's up with the Dab Bus.
My name is Dab Lissa, and this bus here, my boss is just crazy. He just likes to bring up new things all the time, and he just thought it'd be a great idea to have something that's mobile that everyone can see. Because some people don't get to our bus, get to our booth, you know what I mean? So the bus that's what it's for. Everyone can see it, no matter what. We're walking around through all aisles so everyone can see, so it's pretty cool.
It's awesome. For the radio listeners out there, we've basically got a mobile cart with some banners on it that say the Dab Bus. They've got all these dab sticks just hanging here, all fully loaded, ready to go. This is a great idea. Thank you guys for putting this up. If folks want to find you guys online or in real life, where do they find you?
They find us actually online, but we're based out of Sacramento. Yeah, Sacramento, California.
Fantastic. Check them out. Thanks so much.
So you gotta protect it, the Mother Earth, you got to respect it. By using that land, what gives them much. All papers read a rush. Soon you know we'll finally be on about the plant the mother has grown. This time around, you know if you haven't heard, we love it.
This is the Russ Belville Show. The Russ Belville Show is blogging and podcasting daily at radicalruss.com.
You take a seed, you plant it, you grow it, you dry it, you roll it, you smoke it. You take a seed, you plant it, you grow it, you dry it, you roll it, you smoke it. You take a seed, you plant it, you grow it, you dry it, you roll it, you smoke it, and it goes